okay, people, if I listen to her, right, and she says, but why, and I make sure I just put it in my head and I say, I'm going to have her listen and she's going to say it to me, right? And then I'm going to make sure when she says, but why, right? And I'm going to remember that, okay? And then I got to look at Wanderer, okay? And then I'm going to try and use the whole why method, right? I've got Metroid Prime 4, I got all kinds of things, right? But I'm going to use that. Now, remember, the game, they called it what? Side order, okay? Side order, right? Side order, right? Okay. So, yes, it's going to look really creepy what you're seeing, okay, right? But, sometimes you have to wake up and itch that stuff out of your eye, right? Okay, so this one, she says, but why? Now, Uni is what I call very disturbing because the color of her hair, okay? She's very disturbing, right? She has a certain color to her hair, okay? But, okay, anywho, right? We go to, I'll tell you what, it's really kind of difficult to see, but not too difficult. How about we start from like the, you see above Wanderer's arms and his sword holder, go sword holder, go up until you get to this Y that's white, okay? And it's going to be like 1, 2, 3. It's going to be very scary, like it always is with my videos. It's going to be pretty scary, okay? Another thing, too, is you're going to be reminded of, okay, if you get to the mouth part, you're going to be reminded to one of my favorite games, Demi Kids, right? And Persona, of course, right? Persona Q, right? Okay. Now, also they're going to say, what is a good old Mobius, which is very messed up to say good old Mobius. Well, it is good old Mobius, good old dick. Female place in her hand from getting dicked, right? Okay, all right, yep. And this one, I have to another thing too is I know people they're like me, dude. I like Ocarina of Time. You like Ocarina of Time. You know what I'm saying, right? There's musicians that like Ocarina of Time, right? Grimes, right? So here's a white hand, okay? And now the creepy thing is, why do we want to get into the white hand so bad? Because Wanderer's his left arm is doing a reptile kind of thing too. So that's pretty creepy. We just have to get to the reptile. So the real way of knowing how complex this one is, okay? But what I liked about this one, okay, is I like his creepy arm, not just his hand being like a reptile, right? I like his creepy arm doing a whole good old Mobius 8 whatever thing, right? And then I'll tell you what, I'm just becoming a fan of it the more and more I look at it. What is this? This is the eye hole, okay, right? Yeah, eating eyeballs, right? Yeah, the eating eyeballs, which we know movies like Pan's Labyrinth, right? So we know about that, the remade, right? Okay, so we'll do the 1, 2 for this one, okay? And 3. We'll go into another, but why? But the reason I like looking at this is look at that eye and look at the tragedy of that eye staring at you. Now, the eye is staring at you because it's still looking like her eye. Okay? So the eye is literally staring at you, still looking like a leg, that kind of thing, right? And we also have to get into the drops because drops are going to be a thing. We have to get into sweat drops, blood drops, okay? All right. This one is pretty shocking. And they have even a skin detail for some reason. They have a skin detail and skin connection detail, which is, right? They got, the game that I'm thinking of right now, Phantom Hourglass? There's Phantom Hourglass. There's all kinds of crazy ideas that you could have from this, okay? But I like the skin attachment because the skin attachment being attached through the other part of it, okay? All right? That's what I like. Skin attachments. And, the skin attachments are, because there was a deleted boss that was not put into our game, But that's kind of like the point, right? Because they're deleted pictures, that kind of thing, creepy thing. Deleted pictures. Oh, okay. They got a whole side thing going on because they like their pair of legs or something, right? Now, there are no pushovers, Like, Pyra loves to step back and be like, there are no pushovers. There are no pushovers. Right. Pushovers. Yeah, pushover sex. We talk about sex in this video, and we talk about pushovers, right? Yeah, pushovers and sex, right? Yeah, that's what we talk about. Yeah. Get out of here. We're talking about there are no pushovers. We're talking about some sex, man. Why do you think it's called Super Smash Brothers, right? Super Smash Brothers. Yep. That's how we know it. Yep. Now, the whole thing that I wanted to show to you about this creepy, disturbing little thing that they had going on here was that eventually, when you want to go back to it, okay, and you could turn it over and imagine this thing walking around, right? So just imagine something like this walking around, right? Okay, there you go. It's pretty scary. So there you go. That's a scary thing to imagine that just, goes and walks around. And I wanted you to look at the eye hole, the eating eye hole, because I wanted you to get even more creeped out with it. Because you got to imagine this thing walking around, pair of legs, all kinds of crazy things. Now, there is this surprising phenomenon that goes with real humans. Well, when they get cream pied, they walk a certain way, right? Yeah, so there is that crazy phenomenon. And then there is the creepy thing that's going on with like Shadow of the Colossus, because, well, for Wanderer to walk this far and just keep walking, eventually he'll get rashes on his legs and that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so eventually something would, right? Because that's just what happens with us as humans, is if we walk too much, the burner, Because it may be a song to you, like I hate skinny jeans, but the burner keep rubbing. But it's more than a song, because we got to get into fire somehow, okay? So we have to get into fire. So, yeah, it's more than just a song, It's one of those things, right? And then that's where we go to the A. The A. A. Hey, what is that? Hey. Now, the arm positionings. You've been seeing the arm positionings made by me. You know what I'm saying. You've been looking at videos, and it's all because of me, because of the arm positionings. Because, well, the arm positionings are crazy, okay? That's the whole point. It's this whole upside down cake kind of method of how, like, you're taking both your arms, right? Yep. Yeah, now you want to look at it. Okay, so now we're looking at it, okay? Now this looks pretty crazy, right? Like this whole little thing walking around, right? This is giving ideas, okay? Now, why black boobs, right? Black boobs, right? We got to eventually get to our pair of boobs somehow, right? So we have to get to our pair of boobs, okay? When you get to like a pair of boobs, because this thing like walking around, we need a pair of boobs, right? Yeah, we need a pair of boobs. But you know what? My favorite thing is all about your brain and how your brain works, okay? Because sometimes when your brain works, that's even better, right? We could go for boobs, okay, because there's this pair of legs kind of thing walking around, but that would be simple. And the whole pair of legs idea, by the way, you're looking at a bunch of holes, like that could be to the side of your leg, uni kind of stuff, right? So that's kind of the idea. But like, look here. The creepy thing I find of this, okay, is there are certain things in our environment that do drop on the ground. We know what they are, right? They drop on the ground. And they're material, and if you know any of this, you'll see this outside, this kind of thing, right? But the reason I point this out to you is we're going back to the persona leg, right? And then we're going back to the, you know what I'm saying? And let me say it to you so you'll understand.